Hey everyone, I'm Zach Titus and welcome back to another edition of the BNEWS Sports Hub. The Lady Devils gymnastics team join us on today's show. Today's guests are head coach Michelle Gillis, senior captains Emelie Kim and Mia Conlon, and Olivia DuBrava. Robert Paris also has our Red Devil review. We also have our Players Spotlight segment. That's right now on the Sports Hub. To jumpstart our discussion, we will offer you a little refresher from this season. Let's go to our Red Devil review.
Hey everyone, I'm Robert Paris and this is your Red Devil review. It was another fantastic season for the Lady Devils gymnastics team, finishing with a strong record of 7-1 for the second year in a row. The team has been under the direction of Michelle Gillis, who has been the head coach for 18 years. Mia Conlon, Olivia DuBrava, and Emelie Kim were named the 2025 senior captains. This year, the team's roster grew in size due to a number of new freshman gymnasts, including Olivia Conlon. They began the season on a 7-meet winning streak, defeating Woburn, Winchester, Melrose, Wakefield, Arlington, Wilmington, and Stoneham. Conlon, DuBrava, and Kim were recognized for their hard work and dedication to the team on senior night.
I'm Mia Conlon. This is Mia. She's been on the team for 3 years. Her first year as a freshman, she was injured, so she came to us her sophomore year, and I put her up for exhibition, and she got like an 8.7. So she immediately was in the lineup, and she hasn't been out of it since on balance beam. And this year, I've depended on her a lot to do other events like bars and floor. So tonight, we will get to see her talents and her dedication. Congratulations, Mia. Our second senior is Olivia. Olivia's been on the team for 4 years. She's had a few injuries. She did actually work out and train for events, but unfortunately has been injured on and off. So she has stepped into the role of creative director, videographer, picture taker, and very funny Instagram posts. So she has been a very solid person for us for all of those things that we've needed over the 4 years. Congratulations. And Emelie's been on the team for 4 years. She is one of our all-around gymnasts and strongest performers. She has had a rocky road as well. She had a great freshman year, some injuries sophomore year, a little injuries junior year. I think you could probably get the theme of gymnastics that there are injuries, which is why this is such a celebration. So Emelie has been dazzling us with her consistency on all events and has been one of our high scorers for the last couple of years. And we'd like to congratulate her as well for her dedication. All 3 of these seniors are our captains, and they have been leading their team and being super supportive of the underclassmen and just showing them what it is to be a leader and a good teammate and a good friend. So we commend them for that. Thank you.
As they sat on top of the league undefeated, there was one more competition against the Reading Rockets. Burlington came close in the competition, but in the end, the Rockets prevailed in a tight 135-142 match. Despite the first loss of the season, the Devils prepared to host the Middlesex League Championship. Burlington competed in 5 events: vault, bars, balance beam, and the floor exercise. Senior Emelie Kim placed first in the following events: vault with a score of 9.1, bars with a score of 8.3, and floor exercise also with a score of 9.1. Hannah Lee also came in first place in the balance beam at 8.6, second in the floor exercise at 8.7, third on bars at 8.4, and second on vault at 8.9. One athlete to note is freshman Olivia Conlon, who has stepped up big in moments this year. One of those being at the league meet. Conlon competed in 3 events: bars, floor exercise, and the balance beam. Starting off with the bars, she placed second with a score of 8.4. Conlon placed third during the floor exercise routine and came in 6th place with a score of 7 in the balance beam. The team finished with the competition in 3rd place. Burlington's season wasn't over yet. They had one more meet to compete in, and it was the sectional championship. The event was scored based on the team collectively and not the athletes individually. Burlington was ranked 6th going into the sectionals. Their highest placement in the tournament was in 7th place on the balance beam with a score of 34.3. Central Catholic came in 1st, Masconomet in 2nd, and Danvers/Linfield in 3rd. Congrats to the Lady Devils on a successful season, and we'll be looking ahead to 2026. Well, that's all for your Red Devil Review. I'm Robert Paris. Back to you, Zach.
Here we are with Coach Michelle Gillis. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. I guess to start things off, can you tell us a little bit about the previous season? You guys had a 7-1 record, correct?
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
Yep, it's pretty exciting. For the last couple of years, we've had some really strong gymnasts, so it's been really a positive to keep winning.
Positive to keep winning.
Yeah.
Have things been in the past for the team? Similar, I'm assuming? Or?
Yes, yep. So I would have to say for the last 5 years or so, we've had really strong competitors that have been on the team for multiple years. We did lose a lot of gymnasts last year. We had 7 seniors, and 5 of those were in the lineup. So this year was supposed to be a rebuilding year, so they surprised me with a 7-1 season.
That's incredible. What would you contribute, I guess, to that success?
I would have to say that Burlington athletes are very hard workers. They're super dedicated, and they really put sports and school on the forefront. So I think the hard work that they put in really showed in the season.
And that's good, and it's cool to see that pay off then with such an impressive record.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit with the coaches, the captains. Senior Emelie Kim, she had an impressive season performing in every event, which is pretty impressive again. She placed 1st in the all-around at the league meet. Is that common?
No. You know, when you do the league meet and you do the all-around category, you are looking at the best gymnasts on each team. So it was amazing that she hit everything and just really soared to the top. And she's an excellent gymnast, so we hoped that she would place, and it was great that she did. Yeah.
And that's also even more impressive considering she was out last season, right?
She was out, actually, freshman, sophomore, and junior year were all a little tricky for her. She competed a lot freshman year, and then sophomore and junior year, she did have some injuries, so we didn't get the full Emelie effect. And this year, we did see the full Emelie effect, and she's going to States on Monday, and she won the league meet, so we're very pleased.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How have you seen, so you mentioned, so freshman year, she was out. Sophomore and junior?
She did a little bit freshman year, and then she had an injury sophomore year, and then another injury junior year, and we got to just use her very little.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you've definitely been still seeing her develop as a gymnast.
Amazingly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me how she's kind of stepped up in these big moments, I guess, in the senior year.
Yeah, so she stepped up from the very beginning. At the first few tryouts, we realized we were working with a new team, a lot of freshmen. We had work to do, and she just showed her work ethic, helped out, just was a good role model. So I think with all of the younger gymnasts seeing her push, try and work hard, it really impacted them.
Yeah. And that's good because you can kind of attribute that whole success to hard work then really.
Yeah.
Right. That's impressive.
Yeah.
We also spoke with Olivia DuBrava and Mia Conlon, the other 2 captains. How do they all work together to lead the team?
Yeah, they all have very distinct personalities and strengths, so they really worked well together. Olivia has a lot of spunk. She had a lot of energy. She's really, she wasn't able to compete for multiple reasons, for injuries over the last couple of years. So her energy, her support of the team, videoing, choreographing, and just being really I guess you would sort of say she sort of brought everyone together on the fun side of it.
That's good.
Yeah, and Mia is very steady, consistent, really focused, and really level-headed. So she was able to keep everyone calm. And then, Emelie just has a sense of gymnastics that she could bring to the team that was a different level for everyone.
So that's definitely, all of that can contribute, I guess, to just one united, strong leadership team.
Yeah.
Can you talk about like their roles on the gymnastics team? What kind of events they compete in and stuff like that?
Yeah, so Emelie was our all-arounder, so that was great. And then Mia actually could have competed 4 events for us, but she competed 3 events. She did floor, bars, and beam, and she's sort of like a star on beam.
Wow.
So she contributed pretty much every meet to the scores on beam. So she's been steady for the last couple of years.
That's good. Let's talk about some of the other top performers on the team. Hannah, correct?
Yes, Hannah.
Placed first on the balance beam, it says here, in the Middlesex match, and has been excelling all season. How has she developed throughout the program?
Yeah. So Hannah is an all-around gymnast, which is great for us. She's competed very consistently freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. She is learning new skills every year, and she just missed qualifying for states. Just a little bit shy of getting into that meet, so that was a little disappointing, but she had an amazing season, and she's going to lead us next year as one of our top scorers.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then freshman Yvette.
Yes.
Yeah. Second in bars.
Yeah, so Yvette, this was great to meet her this year and have her part of the team, and she's going to do amazing things. She's another gymnast who's an all-arounder. We didn't use her in all-around, but certainly will moving forward. So I would see her and Hannah as being our 2 performers next year that we're going to look for to really steady us.
Steady up. That's really good.
Yeah.
And she performs in all-around?
Yes.
Okay. So how has she kind of developed like specific skills competing?
So, it's always interesting with freshmen. They come in, they're a little quiet, they start to do stuff. She just sort of found herself and started to become a real dynamic performer. So we've seen her grow that way.
That's good.
Yeah.
Your sister has been your assistant coach, correct, for the
Yes.
past several years?
Yep.
Tell me what that kind of like leadership focus is, I guess.
Yeah. So it's fun to coach together. We had coached together years ago in another town. And then when COVID hit and we had to shift things around, she stepped up and she's stayed on since. So we balance each other with a lot of interesting things.
That's good.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about both of your backgrounds with gymnastics growing up?
So we both did gymnastics growing up. She liked it but didn't love it. And
Okay.
she had a little more fear. I loved it from the second I had done it. So I continued through college.
Wow.
And yeah, so we just bring different perspectives.
And that's good.
Yeah.
So you have that nice like background, I guess, going into the sport.
Yeah, yep. It does help to have a background to understand what the girls are going through, what they feel. When they say, I'm afraid, we can identify with that and work with that and try to get them past that fear. So it is nice to have a background.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
And then the team was undefeated for 7 weeks in a row to start the
Yeah.
season. Impressive again. How do you feel the early momentum helped with the streak?
I think, from tryouts to the first meet, we were like a little unsteady, like, oh, we got a lot to learn, we've got a lot to do. And then we got to the first meet and it started to come together. And then we realized if we keep working harder and harder, we're going to get more consistent. So I think we surprised ourselves a little bit with every win, every win, every win. However, we did know when we were facing Reading that they were clearly a strong team and that it was going to be tough. So
overall, I mean, you guys definitely succeeded in
Yes.
the end, which is good.
yes.
What is one thing that's on your mind that stands out when you reflect on this season, like just overall?
Yeah. I think what the most thing that comes to mind is just the improvements they made. We started and we didn't even have a full floor lineup. Kids didn't have tumbling passes. We were putting together routines that didn't have full levels and skills, and just the growth that they made and how hard they worked. And to make it to sectionals is, a huge feat for us this year because we were rebuilding after losing 5 top performers from our lineup of 7.
Can you talk a little bit more about that, sectionals?
Yeah,
that's
sectionals.
like?
So that's coming up on Saturday the 22nd, and they
Alright.
take the top 12 teams in the North. So we qualified, we made it in, and we're going to try to move up that a little bit, yeah.
That's really good. Well, good luck with that then.
Thank you.
I have full confidence in you guys. I guess now that the season's kind of wrapping up then, besides sectionals obviously, and what do you start thinking about for next season, and what do you want to bring into that from this year?
So I'm already thinking about Hannah, Yvette, moving them into that, all around top
Role,
position,
yep.
thinking about, the freshmen, sophomores, and the other juniors that need to, pick up some skills. So we're trying to think already, like, what can they learn? What can I have them do in the off season? Some of them work out year round, some of them don't. So I'm trying to think of who does what and what can we do differently starting next year.
That's good. And I guess to close off, I asked all the captains this. What would your thoughts be on the addition of an ice cream machine in the BHS cafeteria?
Well, if it was ice cream, I'd say probably no. If it was frozen yogurt, I'm 100% behind it.
And why is that specifically?
I think it's healthier.
Healthier?
It's healthier.
And honestly, sometimes better.
Yeah.
Just taste-wise. All right, well, thank you so much for this great interview.
Great, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Let's take a little break. We will come back after our Player Spotlight segment.
Hi, I'm Emelie Kim, and this is the Player Spotlight. This season was really great. I feel like we really didn't know what to expect losing so many seniors last year, so I was really happy with how it turned out, especially making sectionals and placing so well at leagues. I was really proud of the team. This year has been really different than the past years because I've never really had this much of responsibility on the team. But I've had to use a lot of my experience on like junior Olympic team and kind of teaching girls how to do certain skills, especially having so many new freshmen on the team. And then of course like Olivia and Mia, the other captains, have been super helpful in kind of like the team bonding and aspects like that. I'm super grateful for them. They've just been so supportive, and I don't know, I didn't know what to expect coming into high school gymnastics. I didn't know anyone on the team, but they've just been super helpful in team bonding. They've been super supportive in communication, especially with like the competing club schedules. They've always like made sure that I felt comfortable doing my skills, so I'm just really gonna miss their support. I love these girls on the team. They're super supportive, super funny, super sweet girls, so I don't know, I'll just miss being around them, having fun with them. I actually don't know yet. I'm waiting to hear back from a few colleges, but I'm looking either East Coast or West Coast, maybe California. So yeah, we'll see. If there's a club team, I'd seriously consider it. I think it'd be super cool to be able to keep doing the sport that I love, so yeah.
We will be right back with senior captains Emelie Kim, Mia Conlon, and Olivia DuBrava.
Hey! Come on, guys. Oh, God.
I guess, what are some individual and team goals that you hope to achieve once the season finishes?
I'll be competing all around at state individuals next Monday, and so I'm hoping to be able to do well there. I might end up doing some more difficult skills, especially on bars, so I'm excited for that. Team, I don't know exactly if our season's finished or not, but I'm really happy with where we ended up. We really didn't know what to expect this season, especially with so many new freshmen, and then we lost a bunch of seniors last year, so I'm really happy and I'm really proud with how the team's been so far.
How have this experiences of last year's excellent season, by the way, helped prepare you for this current season?
Yeah, so actually last season and the season before that I've been injured, but being able to like observe the team and kind of be that team player and watch everyone, you can kind of like get a grasp for the different dynamics that like go on and really like understand how important team chemistry is and everything like that. So I think that's really played into like my knowledge as a captain this year, and kind of like making sure that that team morale's up and we're like supporting each other and stuff like that.
What are some of the ways that communication helps both while you're on the mat competing and while you're cheering on your teammates?
Communication, interesting. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just gonna take it to at least with Michelle, which is our coach. Yeah. Communication with her is like really, really important, and like I'd say that the coaches in general are super supportive in that, and especially like people that do club outside of gymnastics. So it's kind of about that, and also she's super reasonable about different skills that we may or may not like want to do or like feel safe doing. So it's really about like being honest about your own skill level and then making sure that you can like compete safely while still like contributing to the team.
If you could give one message to your teammates regarding how to make the season the best it can be, what would you say to them?
I think especially this year, everyone's been super supportive and like cheering on each other, and I think that's just like a really great part, like no matter what the skill level, because you're gonna like gain some good people, you're gonna like lose some good people, so it's like no matter the skill level of the team in general, no matter like the wins or losses, just like keep supporting each other no matter what.
When did you start competing in the sport, and what are some factors that have led you to continue to play at the high school level?
So I started gymnastics like technically when I was 2. And
Wow.
I started with like mummy and me classes, but then I started competing when I was in kindergarten. I feel like it's like very useful sport. Like I feel like it taught me a lot, like perseverance, working through hard things, and just like obviously building connections with people around us and different people that you don't see like at school, but like now you do see them at school.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it a lot.
What are some of the ways you bond like with teammates off the mat?
We do a lot of team dinners. Sometimes after meets we go out to dinner. We go to Chick-fil-A, McDonald's.
Nice.
Sometimes on the bus ride home we stop. But like seeing the rest of my team, like we're kind of goofy. Like even though we're serious at competitions, we can be goofy all together, like when we're getting food and stuff.
And that's good for like the overall
Yeah,
like
mindset
atmosphere.
of the team. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
connecting everyone.
Do you have a favorite gymnast? Do you watch a lot of gymnastics? or-
I do watch a good amount. My favorite growing up was Allie Raisman. I've always loved her, so she's probably my favorite.
If you could give one message to your teammates regarding how to make this season the best it can be, what would you say to them?
Just have fun. It's okay to be nervous sometimes, but it's more important to have fun because you're gonna do better if you're having fun than if you're like serious all the time.
That's good. How has like last year's season basically helped prepare for this season?
So last year's season, really watching the captains do all their work and how they like prepared the team really helped me and my other captains prepare to how best like we can support the team this year to get us to the best we can be.
Outside of practices and meets, what are some of the ways that you bond with your teammates off the mat?
So outside of practices and meets, we do have team dinners. I hosted a team dinner at my house and we played a game. It was fun.
Nice.
And we also had a team dinner at Papa Gino's and we got pizza and that was pretty fun too.
Sounds. What kind?
Cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Classic. I've been your host, Zach Titus. We also like to thank head coach Michelle Gillis and senior captains Emelie Kim, Mia Conlon, and Olivia DuBrava. Thank you all for watching this episode of The Sports Hub.